Good evening, Elliott.
Evening,
Very
George.
much drama here at the Mustard Seed Stadium under lights in the quarter-final of the Aldershot District Cup. Talk me through the first half.
I think it's one you can describe as high energy. The boys very much had very strict instructions. We know that obviously Aldershot with their programme are going to be very fitness-based and obviously lots of rotations off the board. They had we saw some of the shape that they were going to play. We've watched a bit of footage, so we knew they were going to kind of go with 3-5-2 with a box in the middle. So obviously we had to nullify that threat. So we gave the boys the task out of possession to control the central areas and then just be effective on the counter and on the transition. I think you saw a lot of fast-flowing football today. Obviously, little moments where it died off, where we're then holding their shape to try and force Aldershot to make errors, which we managed to capitalise on quite a few times. And then, lots of fast-paced transitional play, which was what we were expecting today.
Quite a few tactical changes. Was that down to the amount of games that have been played? Obviously, Farnham didn't go ahead because of Waterloo pitch. But was that sort of your thinking now, or was it just a bit of squad rotation, or was actually players have actually earned the right to try and have a go in the starting lineup today?
Oh, definitely. Players have earned the right. You've had the likes of Will Mack come in today for a start, and Will's been training extremely hard. Obviously, TJ Taylor getting his opportunity at left back again, another lad who's young, come through our Fleet Colt system and has been training incredibly hard himself. Ed Scott coming back in from the 18s. For us, it's about offering opportunities. There's a bit of rotation now. I won't lie, we've had a lot of games, so we needed to manage minutes, and obviously league always takes priority, and we've still got hard games coming up, but we're very confident in our squad. We know what they can bring to the table and bring to the pitch, and it was a good performance.
And of course, mentioned quite a few youngsters starting for Fleet Town in the cup game today. Almost felt like the combined age of the back four, if you had the three players alongside Liam Pessel, was almost the same to his age. That youth alongside the experience sort of seemed to work well at times.
It did work very well. I think, we're quite fortunate that you got the likes of Prince as obviously part of the programme at Basingstoke with Aaron and Dan up there. So he's got quite a mature head on his shoulders, which we're seeing more and more of. Obviously, Ed's been in and around us for a while now in training. So again, he knows what our expectations of him. And obviously, we know Pessel as captain is very good at leading that line. But definitely a young backline today, even if you include Joel in that banding, you take Pessel out of his age. I mean, what's the average age of that? 18, 17. But, I thought they did extremely well, battled hard, against very good technical Aldershot players. And, there's some good minutes in the legs for them.
So Aldershot went 1-0 up. But talk me through that Marinescu free kick.
It's just what Mihail does. I mean, he's very good technically as a dead ball specialist, and that's why we task him with these challenges. I think Mihail's done very well to read the fact that where the wall has been lined up, and the keeper's very much expecting Mihail to put it over the wall towards the keeper's left. You can see the keeper has taken a half step to his left, expecting the ball to go there, and of course Mihail's just reversed it into the bottom corner. That's where Mihail's very strong for us.
And of course, going at half-time 1-0, and then come back in the second half, Fleet go 2-1 up. Was that a goal by Will Mack in the end?
It was indeed. Again, this is something that Will's very good at, and I think we saw it today with him in that 9 role. I spoke to one of his old coaches today just to kind of understand a bit more about his game that I wanted to get a further detail on. And I know Will's played that position before at his other clubs. Will's got that energy and pace in behind, but he's also very good with his hold-up play and aerial dominance. Obviously, it was a good bit of build-up play, and obviously Boney's managed to get down the left wing and whip a fierce ball in with his left foot across the front line, which is what no defenders or goalkeeper wants, and Will's has put his body on the line, run across the line of the centre-back and got his head on it, and it was a great goal. And that's what Will can do.
And then, of course, the equaliser came from Aldershot. We're disappointed with how that equaliser came.
I think it was a momentary lapse in concentration. Again, it's difficult because obviously we had a lot of youngsters in there. I think, it was a difficult challenge for them with minutes in the legs for them because, Aldershot, did press us extremely well and obviously gave us a physical battle. So there was a couple of tired legs in there. You could see it. And it was just a momentary lapse where players didn't quite lock on the players, and I think one of our midfielders might have jumped, which allowed that space in behind. And don't get me wrong, great finish by their player.
And of course, something we haven't yet mentioned is the home debut of the new signing of Tommy Whitby.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy was one I've been after for a little while. Big thanks to Virginia Water for helping us with the transfer. And obviously, Tommy's one that we recognised a while back to add another dimension to our group. Obviously, he's good friends with a couple of our players, so we know how chemistry is very important for us at Fleet and how we can keep developing players within our models and our play. Tommy's had a couple of injuries, so we need to manage that a little bit and just obviously make sure that that's all solid with him. But again, a good technical ball playing lad who can obviously play off the left side or he can play in the 10 role, anywhere across the front three, really. And, you're going to see another one who's very good at dead ball specialists and just helping us play with a tempo and pace. So, you'll definitely see him get goals because I'm sure the supporters remember last year at Shearwater, he bagged a couple against us, banging it top bins twice in a row.
So final score then was 2-2. And obviously being a cup game, goes to penalties. Was there flashbacks for you of the FA VARs, especially how the penalties, the first couple that were taken from Fleet? Were you thinking, oh no, here we go again?
As always, penalty shootouts. I mean, me as an ex-keeper, it's luck of the draw. It is always one of those where, you could see players take them in training and they could hit the back of the net every time. But it's completely different on a match day. Obviously, as a gaffer, I always select the first five who I have the confidence to go and do the job. And then I leave it to the players after that to make their line. First two penalties, great saves by the Aldershot keeper. Got to give him credit there. He's got down low to his right, and made it difficult for us. But then great recovery. Joel's made some unbelievable penalty saves in there and showed a great mentality to actually cause and put off the Aldershot players. And then, our following penalties from, Will Mack, Leo to finish it, top bins. I mean, what confidence from a young lad, and really growing into our group to get the winning penalty. And you saw the celebrations from the boys with the fans. It shows you how much they care about the club and wanting to bring silverware to Fleet, which is, our objective with this trophy.
So, of course, the two sides separated by Fleet winning in the penalty shootout. Do you think that's probably a fair result of this cup game today?
I think it was. I think there's, for us, there was a lot of rotations and obviously players having opportunities. So it would have taken us a few minutes to bed in and kind of get used to the players understanding what we were wanting from them out of the match day. Aldershot are a good side. There's no denying that. Their full-time program and, their players get a lot of contact time with their coaches. So you could tell by their models of play, they knew what they were doing. And it was a good high-intensity, energetic game. And, we've got a great relationship with Aldershot, and I think, 2-2 was fair. For what was going. We've had a couple of opportunities later on. Dan Bones hit the bar. If that's gone in, maybe a different game. But no, 2-2, honest, cup game, penalties, perfect.
Player of the match.
There's a few today. It's really difficult. I think Josh Nunes today's had his best game of the season. I think the boys said that as well, and he was brilliant aerially and on the ball. And I ask a lot out of Josh in that 4 role because he's got to be extremely defensively solid for how we play, but also he has to be technically good on the ball. His jumping was very good. Pessel again, solid, doing his job well. Joel, very good in goal. But for me, I think Will Mack deserves it. Will Mack's been working his proverbials off in training. He's had to be patient. He's had to be patient with the competition that we've got in and around the squad to get 90 minutes into those boys' legs today. Capped it off with a goal, physically strong. Was absolutely brilliant what we asked of him out of possession shape. So no, Will deserve that.
Obviously, Fleet now at home in the league against Red Hill. How's things shaping up for that?
Be good. The boys will be in training on Thursday. Obviously, we'll have an element of recovery, obviously from today and minutes in the legs. So there'll be a bit of gym practice in there with again our partnership with everyone active. And then we'll prepare accordingly with Red Hill. We've looked at their footage and stuff recently, and we've had some intel. Obviously they're going to be looking for revenge because obviously we went to their home patch and beat them. So obviously they're going to want to keep kicking on. They've been getting some good results recently, but the boys are confident the way we're playing and stuff at the moment. I think we'll be able to go and get back-to-back wins against them.
Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, George.